Hello everyone. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ben Salisbury. My consulting firm helps wineries and craft distilleries improve their sales strategy and their sales process. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel and maybe hit the notification so you'll get alerted whenever we post a new video. I'm excited to bring you today a short video which I pulled out of my big signature online course called Wine Sales Stimulator. This short video is all about CRM and the magic of CRM and how to use it to sell more wine and spirits. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you like this content and you want to see more, I highly suggest you check the link in the description below or just go to winesalesstimulator.com where you can watch another free video. This is a 1-hour masterclass on how to sell digitally. It'll walk you through the 5 things that you need to know to be able to do this. So enjoy the content from this next section of the video. But first, a couple of mindset things, okay? This is Pat Riley, the great coach of the Lakers. I loved his book, The Winner Within. And my favorite quote of the book is, "The will to win is vital, but the will to prepare to win is critical." This is the centerpiece of how I view the world of sales. I am going to be a lot more successful selling if I am well prepared to sell. See, I don't really believe the sale is about the transaction or even the product itself. Usually a sale is a byproduct of a much larger relationship. And that larger relationship is based on how well you have prepared to engage with that account. How much do you know about the account? How much do you know about the people who work there? To the degree you do that well, you're going to sell a lot more wine and spirits. And so it really is important to see, hey, if you're used to just like pulling samples and sitting in front of a buyer and talking a blue streak about the product, a lot of what I'm showing you is going to be very new. But that is not a professional way to sell, and it's certainly no way to sell digitally. If you want to sell digitally, you got to have this new mindset that organizing yourself and getting your priorities straight before you start talking to accounts will help you a great deal. Because it's really not about the products, it's about the relationship and the people. Now, I'm going to mention this twice in this video. Here's the first time. I don't know how to explain it, but I call it CRM Magic. Something magical happens when you get organized, when you do your homework, when you do your research, when you take the time to know everything there is to know about the market, the opportunities, the accounts, the people. The opportunities just jump out. They just get illuminated. Stuff just starts to happen. And so you will see this. As you begin to use CRM, you will see the magic start to happen. So I want to go, let's look at the signature room on the 95th floor of the John Hancock Tower in Chicago. Take my word for it. This is one of the most important on-premise accounts in the country. If you wanted to do business with an on-premise account, this would be the top of my list, no pun intended. And I'm going to show you why. But there's a lot of work to do to get ready to sell to this place. I can't tell you how many people just call the distributor, find out who the sales rep is, make an appointment, and go in there cold, knowing very little about the account, very little about the people who work there. That is not a good process. Remember the definition of CRM. It's not just a software tool. It's a disciplined process for selling. And this is where it starts. There's so much information available on the internet now to help you prepare. And you prepare by loading all this information into CRM. And as you do, the opportunities will present themselves. So this is a page I just Googled. Oh no, this is Yelp. This is right out of Yelp. Look at all the information I'm able to get. I'm going to be diving into the website for sure. I'm going to read everything I can find on the website. I want to grab menus. I want to look for people and contacts. But for now, I'm putting this in my CRM. I'm going to either cut and paste that. I'm going to create a new account record. I'm going to put all the information that I can see on here. Their website, their phone, their address. If I want to put their hours in, I could. There's all kind of information that I might want to put in here. As you're going to see, what makes this account so attractive is they have massive private dining. So you might want to check the box in your CRM that classifies this account as an account with private dining. and this is an understatement when I say this account does a lot of private dining. They have 10 private dining rooms. They can seat over 900 people at one dinner service. So this is why it's one of the top on-premise accounts. There's a perfect correlation to how many people you're serving and how much wine business is done and spirits business. This is a massive, massive account. But look, there's a lot of work to do. Remember the opportunity pipeline from the case study video. And by the way, if you haven't seen the case study video, you're definitely going to want to go back and watch that, because the object lessons from that case study are what you're going to need to understand the rest of this video. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. If you have, then this chart on the top will seem familiar to you. It's a process. Selling to a major account like this is a process. It isn't a transaction. You're going to have to do a lot of prospecting and qualification before you're ready to start calling on the account. You've got a lot of work to do. The good news is, between tools like LinkedIn, Yelp, Cvent, OpenTable, you can find all kinds of information without leaving your office. So after doing a bunch of research, I found on the internet, via LinkedIn, via articles, I was able to gather this cast of characters for the signature. The president of the company, the executive VP, one of the owners. You get the idea. Now, I want to zero in on this one guy, Thomas Robertson. For the purpose of this video, let's just assume that he's the key decision maker for all wine decisions, especially in those banquet wine lists that are going to be such an important opportunity for you. Let's just see how deep we can dive on Thomas Robertson, okay? So the first thing I did was went to LinkedIn. I went to Facebook. I went to every article I could find. I screen scraped and crawled and scoped out this guy to find everything I could. We got his first name and his last name. We got his title. We got where he works now, how long he's worked there, various certifications, interests, where he went to school, what he studied in school. This is the beginning of the CRM Magic. This is the beginning. You spend a lot of time understanding and learning about a person before you ever pick up the phone and make an appointment. You have to earn the right to do business with Thomas. But let's keep going. On my LinkedIn, I found out that he and I had 9 mutual connections. And so this was very interesting to me. Perhaps I might reach out to some of my best friends on this list and say, what do you know about Thomas Robertson? Tell me all you can about Thomas Robertson. This is professional selling. Preparing to sell is absolutely key. And CRM helps facilitate this, because everything I learn, I'm going to put into my CRM system under the contact record for this guy. And I'm picking up pictures along the way. There's so much you can learn about people from pictures, how they dress, whether they look happy or positive. There's just a lot of interesting things. I grabbed this off, I forget where I got this. This might be from Facebook, I'm not sure. But he went to DePaul University, Graduate School of Business. He studied HR at DePaul. Here's where he went to high school. It's just very interesting information. And I go even deeper into his resume. And this is some really telling stuff. So he spent 18 years at the Illinois Liquor Control Commission. What does that tell you about him? It tells all kinds of things about him, how his brain works, how he sees the world of wine and spirits. He's got a very deep background in the hotel business, going all the way back to some pretty iconic hotel properties in Chicago. It looks like he spent his entire career in Chicago. For those of you old-timers like me, you remember the Pump Room was quite the hangout. It was quite the meet and greet, quite the see and be seen place. This guy has some amazing stories. He has been around the block. He is a pro. He's a real pro at what he does. But looking for these historic experiences can help you get a better understanding of who he is and getting to know him. And you can dive even further. I won't hold it against him that he's a Yankees fan, but that's good to know. Look at his taste in music. Look at his taste in movies, his TV shows, other likes and dislikes. or whatever. You get the idea. I know this sounds creepy, but this is 2020. If you want to sell digitally, you're going to have to learn about people and kind of get inside their heads so that when you do meet them, you've got something to talk about. Maybe you've got something in common. Look, this is just an example of one person and all the things that you can find out. And you can store all this in your CRM system. So you've got to earn the right to call on Thomas. You have to earn the right to do business with the signature room. And the CRM system helps you do that. This is a customer. You want them to be your customer. Well, you're going to have to build a relationship, and you're going to have to manage that relationship and all the various pieces of it. I hope you're starting to see the power of CRM. Look, it's a mindset. Very much of this is a mindset. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It isn't about your products or you or your company. That's going to come as a real shock to some of you watching this. It actually disgusts me when I see how product focused most salespeople in our industry are. That it's only going to take you so far. If you really want to get into a big account and you really want to do hundreds of cases of wine business a month, then you're going to have to find a different way to do it. And it has to do with building the relationship, doing your homework and your research. Rise above the transactional way of thinking. So you see, this is very much a mindset. Part of that mindset is you can get anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. That's what learning about them and learning about their company is all about. That's the point of it. And the sale should be a byproduct of a much larger relationship. A relationship built on service and dependability and trust. What are you bringing to the relationship? You want to get on the banquet menu of the signature room? Then you're going to have to find a way to convince people that it isn't really about your product, because they can use anybody's product, but you're going to service them. You're going to be accessible to them. You're going to support them. You're going to come alongside them and train them. When they need stuff or they have a question, they can call you. That's the way you sell to an account. That's the way you sell digitally and remotely. So I hope you enjoyed that short presentation about how CRM helps you sell more, and it certainly helps you be a better salesperson. Now, this video that you just watched is part of a much larger online course teaching wine and spirit sales pros how to sell digitally using all the latest technology, CRM, lead generation, email for trade sales, etc. And I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can watch a free 1-hour masterclass that is kind of an introduction to all of this. So you don't have to spend any money to kind of go to the next step if this information is valuable to you. So check the link in the description or just go to winesalesstimulator.com. You can watch the free video from there. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.